I have the honour to present to the House a report from the Legislative Assembly Environment and Planning Committee on the inquiry into environmental infrastructure for growing populations.
Populations are growing right across the state, inner urban, middle ring suburbs, outer suburbs, regional and peri-urban areas.
Now, whilst COVID-19 has definitely had an impact on the population growth trends, it's also become apparent that the impacts of the pandemic has increased demand for and the expectations of not just open space, but quality green open space, its accessibility and its usability for people at all stages of their lives. Now, hearing about this need is one thing, but seeing it and living it is a whole other experience. And access to quality green open space is something that unfortunately is not shared equally amongst all Victorians.
The inner suburbs are very, very poorly served in terms of environmental infrastructure.
Green space matters, and it's not only good for us, our physical health and our mental well-being, it's also absolutely critical for our state's ecology and biodiversity. And what this report shows us quite strongly is the need to ensure that, like other forms of urban infrastructure, our environmental infrastructure also needs to keep up with Victoria's growing population. And this is something that families right across Victoria want to see improved by all levels of government.
There's a host of findings, a total of 57 recommendations,
including better planning and strategising for the development of parks, walking spaces, bike trails and reserves across urban, suburban and regional areas.
And biophilic design. That means the practice of connecting people and nature within built environments and within communities where access is not necessarily available. There's also quite a lot of work regarding vegetation cover.
With low tree canopy coverage and rolling urban development, we are now experiencing a 3-degree heat difference between people living in Melbourne's west and the much older established leafy eastern suburbs. And we need to and we can do something about this. So I'm very pleased to say that the report does recommend a consistent reporting framework for tree canopy targets and a stronger tree canopy control right across Melbourne, as well as the adoption of tree canopy targets for Melbourne's growth areas. The report also highlights government can work more closely with councils to ensure that future estates have adequate green environmental infrastructure and resources available for residents sooner rather than later.
I do want to acknowledge my colleagues on the committee, particularly the member for Tarneit as the chair of the committee.
I also want to acknowledge everyone who made a submission during the inquiry, including local councils, government departments, community and environmental groups, as well as the passionate individuals who took the time to share their experiences, their research and ideas with the committee. And what I certainly hope for is that this report proves to be a springboard for more initiatives and projects that make Victoria, our Victoria, a livable state.